my everyday struggle. Like, it's not even the whole house. This is just the kitchen. The kitchen. All my fur baby mamas, I feel you. I get it. If you own a pet, man, let me tell you something. Get a Roomba. I've been meaning to do it, but I haven't found quite the one that I want to get. They don't convince me. I'm doing some research. If you have one that you really recommend, go ahead and leave me that down below, man, because the struggle is real. Coffee is a must. This is Speedy. Her name is Speedy McShelly. I guess you understand why we chose that name. She's really sweet, very loving. She likes to be rubbed under her neck. It's the cutest thing. So I'm just gonna let her cruise, get some sun rays while I do this. Let's go. Today I want to do just like a quick chat, and I want to touch on certain topics that I think everyone should talk about. You know, there's like taboos and things that people don't really talk about, and I feel like it's important to talk about. I took some notes so I don't forget, so if you don't mind, I'll be maybe reading along sometimes because I don't want to forget anything important. So if you don't like chatty videos, then I'm sorry, this is not the video for you. Go ahead and click next. But if you don't mind sit down and chat, then take a seat, grab something to drink. I have my White Claw. No, this is not sponsored. I wish. But, or grab some water. If you don't drink alcohol, that's totally fine. That's your prerogative. But cheers with water, tea, coffee, whatever time of day it is for you. Things that I want to talk about. When you hit a certain age in life, it is expected of you, society expects from you to have reached certain things and to have certain things because society deems that equals success. Well, in reality, I think it's a misconception, you know. I personally don't believe that having children, a house, and a car are the definition of success. I really do not think that if you're not a lawyer, a doctor, that does not define success either. There are so many other professions and very respected careers that people decide to do. And I don't think that people should judge people by what they do. You know, I also want to point out that times have changed, you know, and although your parents may say, oh my god, you are this old, and when I was your age I used to have 3 children and 1 grandkid, and you know how our parents are. But in reality, times have changed and things are not the same, and the cost of living has changed, income has changed, our culture has changed, you know. So back then they got married really young and had children really young, and they had a whole family, and you know, they make a living with little. And now it's very difficult, and a lot of people try to avoid having families to pursue a career, and that is something very honorable and respectful. People take loans instead of for a house or a car for their education. It is a big problem in today's society because you take in almost a home loan to do your education, and then you end up paying for this for life. And because of that loan, you never seem to pay it off, because it's almost impossible, honestly, with the current income. So income to debt ratio is something that makes everybody very anxious. Has a lot to do with people being depressed, committing suicide, not having someone to talk to, not feeling like they are being understood. And trust me, I understand. And I want you to know that you're not alone in this. Feel free to reach out to me if you ever need to talk to somebody. I will always be there for you. Okay? Don't quit. You can do this. You got this. Another thing that I want to say is, don't go broke trying to pretend that you're not. Don't do that. Appearances are something that, in reality, who cares? No one cares. I don't care. Like, judgmental people care. And you don't really want to be friends with people that care about those kinds of things. Those are not the cool people to hang out with. Just be you, do you, and don't worry about the rest. Don't worry about fitting in. As a matter of fact, don't fit in. Be you, be different. Be outside of the box. Because no one can be youer than you. You know what I mean? So, also, try to not waste so much money. You know, if you want to go out, treat yourself every now and then, that's great. But how about we cook in and we try a new recipe? Or how about, oh, you want to have some cocktails, that's fine. But how about we buy a whole bottle and we do some cocktails at home? Like, a whole bottle costs you anywhere from like $20. Depends on what you get, obviously. But basic, we're keeping it basic. And then a drink somewhere, a cocktail drink. It costs you anywhere from $10 to $15. And if you have 3 or 4, it adds up. And in reality, you're spending more than what you actually need to. So that's something to keep in mind. Another thing that I want to address, approval. Don't depend on anyone's approval to determine whether you made it or not in life. Don't do things to get your mom's approval, your dad's approval, your family's approval, your significant other's approval. Only you should approve of yourself. Your self-worth should be enough. So give yourself a pat in the back. Give yourself a good job. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, you've got this. Good job. Well done. Look at everything that I have achieved. Believe it when you say it. Because honestly, you need to be very proud of yourself to come this far. Another thing that I want to say, stop comparing yourself to other people. This is something that I can't stress enough. You are not your neighbor. Your neighbor is not you, and your cousin is not you. And just because your brother got a scholarship or you name it, you know, and family has a lot to do with this because they install in you, well, your brother did this, or your sibling did this, or whatever. In reality, families, they need to understand, and friends, and your partners, they need to understand that you are you. And that the struggles that you go through, the struggles that you endure, and what you want in life is not necessarily what everyone else wants, or the path that anyone else wants to take. So that's something that's also very irritating. People need to leave you alone. And if you feel uncomfortable in any kind of way, you need to remind yourself that that is what they want, their repressed desires, maybe achievements that they weren't able to fulfill, or just maybe because they have their best interests, you know? And that's very sweet, but also people need to know when to stop pushing themselves on you, because that's just not healthy. If you feel like that, I think you should raise your voice, and you should voice it very professionally and very respectfully, and say, listen, I understand that you want the best for me, but unfortunately, this is not the path that I want to take. I want to take this route. And perhaps if you educate that person and you let them know exactly what you want to do, they'll leave you alone and they'll back out. Maybe you don't know what you want to do, and that's fine, because everybody is very different. There is not one clock for everybody. Everybody has a different timeline, a different time zone, and everybody ticks differently. So don't worry that you are 25 and you still don't have a house, or that you're 27 and you're still working on your bachelor's, or that you're 45 and you're still single. Who cares? Who cares, honestly? Why do you put so much pressure on yourself? Why do you do this to yourself? You know, you only have one life. Live it to your fullest potential. Do the best that you can. Smile, have fun, explore, travel, adventures. You don't need money to have a good time. Listen, you can go outside, walk 3 miles, say hello to a neighbor, go to a lake downtown, have a picnic, or ride a bicycle if you don't have a car, or take public transportation. There's so many things that we can do, and we're just so like, well, we put, you know what it is? We put excuses. We use excuses. It's like, well, I don't have a car. Well, I don't have this. Well, I don't have that. Make it work with what you've got, and be grateful and blessed that you are alive today. Because, you know, not to get religious, everybody has their own different opinion, but God loves you, and He doesn't want to see His children sad or miserable, you know? So be joyful and be glad, because you are here today and you are here now. Live in the present. Don't live in the past, because the past already happened. There's nothing you can do about that. You can't change it. All you can do is learn from it and move on. And also, don't live in the future either, because that's going to make you very anxious, and you're going to live in anxiety your whole life, worry about what's next, and you're never going to really appreciate what is truly happening right now. You know what I mean? I hope you do. Maybe I went on in a blabber. Expectations. Expectations are the easiest way to disappoint yourself or disappoint someone else. Don't have expectations. The less you expect, the less disappointed that you will be. Oh, well, I was expecting that my boyfriend got me flowers for my birthday and he didn't. Or I was expecting that he would call me back when he got home and he didn't. You can't expect people to think like you or to feel like you. That just doesn't happen. If you want something, you say it. Like, I would appreciate if you would get me flowers for my birthday. Boom, say it. Leave a bug in his ear beforehand. You know, some people just don't think like you, and you can't get mad about that, because they just don't think like that. And, you know, don't take it to offense. Don't take it personal. Don't take things personal. And trust me, you'll be better off. You want something? Just say it. Ask for it. We're not psychics. No one knows what you're thinking. Be vocal about what you want, and then you shall receive. One more thing, and I'm going to close with this because I think I've touched pretty much everything. Success should be defined by everything that we have accomplished in our lives, whether good or bad. Success is getting over a breakup, getting a new job, learning a new trick, learning how to do makeup, reading a book, finishing a book, writing a poem. All those little things. Everything is success nowadays. Everything is success if you really think about it. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of everything you achieve, whether little or big. Because in reality, it's all big. Everything is an achievement, and everything is worth celebrating. So don't define your success by being behind a desk on a 9-to-5 job. That's great if that's you, but success is to be happy. Success is to wake up every day with a smile on your face, knowing that the person that's with you is great, or that the person that's not with you, yourself, that you are great, that you are enough. And that is what I want to get across here. You are enough. Say it to yourself. I am enough. And don't you forget that. Be the best version of yourself that you can be, and don't worry about anything or anyone else. Okay? You've got this. You're going to thrive. You're going to continue. You're going to carry on. You're going to do it. You're going to accomplish it. And you're going to do everything and anything that you set your mind to. Okay? I love you so much. Thanks for watching.